Good morning. So it is sackcloth and ashes time for me at the moment. Unfortunately, I've got a very sore lower back. I put it out the other day, Tuesday, and I'm a bit slow in moving, so please forgive me if that shows up on camera there. I look a bit like one of those coffee worms off Men in Black, the way I'm walking at the moment. My posture is not very good. So anyway, let's review what sort of happened lately. And we did end up getting a storm chase before I put the friggin' back out. And then let's talk about what is coming up. Okay, so here we go. Last Saturday we talked about this low pressure system bringing lots of heavy rain to the South Island, in the west especially, and I believe there was some flooding. Then we had that cold undercutting southeasterly airflow in the east, and I mentioned there could be some heavy snow, and there ended up being some heavy snow in the ranges down to around 600, 500 metres, although it did actually fall a bit lower in spots. I believe even like 400, I don't think 300 metres, but there is a chance it could have fallen to that level in spots. That's due to a bit of evaporative cooling, so the heavy rain sort of brings down that snow level, something along those lines. Yeah, so very interesting for late October. Then on Sunday, there are actually two storm chasers for me and Mike Stewart, Sunday and Monday. Monday being a public holiday. So this is the map for last Sunday. More or less the map looked similar to this, but it was a little bit different. So this cold air there in the Tasman Sea, it ended up coming over the top of the South Island a little bit more, and there were storms that formed in the Emery Basin area. And that's where me and Mike Stewart went chasing. But unfortunately, we were like half an hour to an hour too late, and we missed it. By that stage, it had moved away to the southeast. The upper level winds, up high, they were sort of pushing in from the north-northwest, and it sort of pushed the storms away down to the south-southeast. And we missed out, unfortunately, but we did catch up with a fellow weather enthusiast, Richard, who lives near Culverden from memory. Yeah, about Culverden. So that was good to catch up with him and see his place. Then, on Monday, there we go. So this is the map from when I did the forecast last Monday. More or less it looked similar to this. It would have been a little bit different, but it was similar. Okay, there was a thunderstorm around sort of south of Timaru, around the Waitaki mouth area. And that's where we went chasing, all the way down from Christchurch. And we got south of Timaru, and then we saw this like big billowing cloud. There'll be a few photos in a second there from Steve. Stephen Burrows is going to put those up. And so we saw this big cloud, and it looked very nice, very picturesque. We took a few photos from St Mary's Church, I believe it is. Photo. Illuminated church there, cloud in the distance, artistic, very nice. But then the cloud sort of like petered out. Actually, at one point, it actually almost looked like a supercellular cloud. It wasn't, but it just sort of looked like that. The upper level wind shear sort of was making it lean quite a bit. But yeah, anyway, so that cloud eventually petered out. We went to Timaru, grabbed something to eat, and a storm actually popped up around the Waitaki river mouth area. Unfortunate for us because we just missed it, but there was a fellow chaser out there, Kimbo Foster from Timaru, and he managed to score a few photos of lightning from that storm. Thank you very much, Kim, for sending that in, and hopefully we can catch up with you next time we are down that way. Then what else happened? I can't enunciate my words properly. So here we go, Tuesday. East and South Island, not too much really happened in the end, but we did have a front pass over the North Island, and there was some nice cold upper air, Taranaki. You guys got a thunderstorm, and there was some quite big hail. I saw reports of some quite big hail moving through. I wonder if we're going to get to what's coming this week. I can't remember what I put after this. Friday, okay, that's right, Friday. Okay, this is the map that I picked out last Saturday for last Saturday's forecast for Friday. So that's yesterday. And this is basically how it, I was forecasting it to look. And in the east there, it looked a bit cloudy, just looked a bit showery, cold upper air lagging behind. I didn't really think there was going to be many thunderstorm chances. But this is how the map actually ended up looking. So this is Friday yesterday, a much more updated map, sort of like 6-7 days later. And very similar in a sense, but in the east there, it's ended up being quite dry. There's been some sun, been some warmth, and winds converging around sort of like North Otago, southern South Canterbury, produced a few isolated showers. I don't know if there was any lightning in the end, but there could have been, so there was a bit of instability there. Let's spin around gingerly to protect the lower back. So here is a front heading in from the southwest. Let's head to this afternoon's map where it moves in. Now, yeah, last Saturday's forecast, this Saturday was looking quite placid. High pressure was, well and truly moving in, but things have changed. So here is Saturday, here is today. We've got a south to southwesterly change pushing into the south here and up this eastern side. So Southland, coastal Otago this morning, then Canterbury this afternoon. There's a chance of thunderstorms with some hail. Canterbury, if it does happen, it'll be fairly coastal, I would say. Yeah, Christchurch sort of late afternoon, you could get something. One to watch. I don't really attribute much risk up here with that front for the North Island. Okay, moving forward. There we go, Tuesday. 4 p.m. in the afternoon, so there's a bit of a front moving through. I don't attribute. I do get stuck on words sometimes. Actually, my brother put a comment on the YouTube video I did last week and said, it's a very beefy forecast and put all these times. Thank you very much. So now tonight's word is attribute. There we go. I don't attribute much risk to this front there, but in behind there's going to be a few isolated showers pop up. Sorry, back. Isolated showers pop up about inland parts of the lower South Island there. A bit of heating, an indication that we really are getting into summer. The upper air is coldish, but it's not that cold. I think around like -16, -17 degrees at about 5,000 metres up. So yeah, it's inducing a few isolated showers. Winds will converge. Low risk of some thunder there perhaps. Then the risk shifts to the North Island on Wednesday. Once again, the upper air isn't that cold, but for the North Island it'll be colder than it would be on Tuesday. Tuesday up around 5,000 metres up. It's around about like sort of like a negative 11. -12 degrees, and then as we move to Wednesday it drops to around like -16, I think. So a few isolated showers are going to spring up, and I am seeing higher instability figures here for the North Island, sort of inland hills and ranges. Could be a thunderstorm there in the afternoon. Yeah, definitely a sign that summer is coming because you've got that increased surface heating. Now Thursday, not too much happening, I believe, from memory. Friday, a new front heads in. A bit of rain for the west coast. Could be a thunder risk there perhaps, but yeah, not seeing too many chances. Saturday that front reaches the North Island, sort of, yeah, collapses a little bit in some sense. Yeah, and there's showers up there, but not too much risk. South Island clears up and you've got high pressure. Okay, that's all from me this morning. An injured. Got to be really careful here about what I do. We'll catch you again, hopefully, in a slightly more elevated state next Saturday morning. Cheers.